know the power of self-reflection? Do you even know that what were some of the lessons that you learned in the month of January? And before you move on to your February priorities, your new goals, what are the achievements that you had? What were the goals that you set for yourself? But were there some of the things which distracted you on the way, or did you achieve the whole thing that you planned, or did you even plan for January? Because one of the things that I believe in is planning and tracking your own progress. Because remember, we are good in the promises that we make to other people, but we are not good in the commitments that we make to our own selves. Can I ask you a very simple question right now? Would you love to be in a relationship with someone who always, kind of lies to you every time, every day, gives you false hopes? Would you like to be in a relationship with such a person? No, right? Then what about the relationship that you have with yourself? Don't you have that, don't you have that feeling that why are you lying to your own self? Why are you not being committed to your own self when you can be committed with someone in your relationship? So, just think about this, because a lot of us, we know how to make promises and commitments with other people, but we don't know how to make that commitment and to make that beautiful relationship with our own self. So, without any further ado, today's video is a very special one, because here I would be telling my own 21 lessons which I learned from the month of January, and that's why I've kept a book beside me so that I don't forget any lesson. Starting with the first lesson that January taught me was, not everyone loves us the way we expect them to love us. One of the things or one of the reasons why people don't why people only see the negative part in life is because they are too focused on that one person who does not love them the way they want to receive love from them, right? So the first thing that you need to understand is, whenever you are too focused on the negative part, just understand that is it own I'll tell you this one thing: when we don't receive love from the person, we expect them to love us in a certain way, or when our expectations from someone are not fulfilled, then what we start doing is no one understands me in this world, no one loves me, I'm always alone, I'm always feeling this way, why am I always the villain and victim of my own story, of my own challenges? And can I tell you, when you actually do this thing, your belief is going to get stronger and stronger. Remember, if you believe that no one loves you, no one understands you, everyone misunderstands you, then you are always going to find out reasons, and you are going to attract the same situations which are going to help you prove this statement again and again. And that's why you will form a pattern in your life where you will get stuck in the same thing. Whenever you would expect something from someone, it would not come, and thus you will start using the same statement that not everyone loves me, or no one actually loves me. So the first lesson I learned through my experience of last few months was that moving on to the second lesson was, I never used to believe in it, but due to my recent experiences, I believed that जब बाहर की दुनिया से तुम खुश ना हो, तो खुद की दुनिया बनाकर उसमें खुश रहना सीख लो. Because I think this is something which took a lot of time for me to understand, but finally I'm glad I did, because whenever you don't get the real happiness in the outside world, you just need to tap into your own happiness, because whatever you are seeing outside is just a reflection of what's going inside. So if you see pain, if you see people disrespecting you, if you see people devaluing you, if you see people are not loving you the way you want them to love you, then just understand, or just ask yourself this one question: are you loving the way you want other people to love you? Are you treating yourself with respect? Are you treating yourself with care? Are you treating yourself with anything and everything that you expect from the outside world? Because can I tell you, all you need to do is focus on working on yourself, because the biggest project you can ever work in your life is you. And the more deeper you dig into your own questions, the better answers you will find out. Because earlier I was someone who used to look out for answers from the outside world, that someone should validate me at every single step that I'm taking. But later recently I realized that people are going to be there. People are going to do things which are going to make you feel hurt, which will make you feel that you don't even matter for not only them, but you don't even matter in your own life. So the one thing I have started doing is focusing on what makes me happy rather than focusing on what is not in my control. This is the best thing I have learned from January, and believe me, the moment you realize this, you will find your own happiness. The third lesson which I learned from the month of January was focus on your goals, because they are enough to give you that happiness. Focus on your goals until and unless you should divide your year into 90 days challenge. Don't become a perfectionist, or don't include this kira in your life, because when you want everything to be perfect, I went into perfectionism a lot since 2023. And every single time I wanted to do something, at the same time I wanted every area of my life to look 100%, which is not possible. Because if you focus on one thing at one point of time, that's even better, because then you are able to handle one thing at one time. And then when you feel like this is stabilized, this is something that you can leave for some time, then you go to focus on other areas of your life. And that's why I love this strategy of dividing my life, or rather dividing my year into 90 days challenge, 90 days career, 90 days academics, 90 days videos, 90 days relationship, 90 days health. So see how you can do it. And everything lies in the power of your own routines and rituals that you follow. The fourth lesson that January taught me was it's okay to take our own time and respond with more wisdom, because a lot of us are just reacting. And when we react later, how many of you feel that you actually regret it, why you reacted that way? And I'm so glad that at least I have started learning the art of responding rather than reacting. Whenever something unexpected happens in my life, I just know that I need to be calm. Or even if I'm not calm, even if I'm feeling disturbed, when I feel I'm calm, when I feel that when I just self-reflect and ask myself certain questions about that situation, I know the answer, and thus I respond with that calmness, or maybe with the kind of wisdom which that answer or which that situation needs. So the best thing you can ever ask yourself in any situation is, what will my 80-year-old enlightened version say about this situation, and what will my younger self advise me on the same situation? And thus you will find your answer. The fifth lesson which January taught me was, all you need to shut down is the world's voice. What other people think of you, what other people say about you, what other people what are the judgments that they have about you, criticism, opinions. The more you are going to listen to the outer world, the more you are going to destroy your own self-image, which I have been doing since a long time, like maybe 6 months. I was just destroying my own self-image, my own self-worth, because I started listening to what other people used to think about me. And believe me, that feeling is the worst when you are not with your own self, when people are not there with you. And especially this feeling will teach you so much. It will help you to become so strong in your future version. And which leads me to the next the sixth lesson which I want to tell you is, sometimes when we are going through mess in our lives, we don't understand why it's happening, and we start blaming, we start complaining, we start making excuses, we start asking God, why me. But I would love for you to be patient and just be in the process of whatever you are feeling, because at that point of moment you might not be able to understand why is that happening with you, but one day you will surely understand, okay, this happened because it needed to make me this person, it needed to make me believe in myself. Because if I ask you right now, in your recent challenges or whatever you have been through in your life, would you agree that if that wouldn't happen in your life, you wouldn't be standing here too, you wouldn't be working on yourself too, you wouldn't be watching this video also? But like at certain point of times when we are totally messed up from outside, from inside, we just feel that why God is doing this with me. But can I tell you a very strong lesson which I learned? The hard people, especially the hard times, they create the strong people, and strong people are the ones who create like the great times. So if you believe that the weak people are the ones which actually create the great times, no my friend, have you ever seen any weak person going and creating the strongest legacy? No, right? It's only the strongest people who know how to convert their pain into a message that they can share with the world. And if you are someone like that, I salute you, because I know how it feels like to feel that suffocation inside you, to feel every bit of it, and not having anyone around you to just take that out. So just be careful about it, because if you feel that if you are praying for a easy life, then you will get a hard life. Because one of the things which I learned from my mentor was that if we pray for an easy life, God makes it hard for us, and if we pray for a hard life, God makes it easy for us. So see what you want to pray for, because remember, it's only the strongest people at the end who create the strongest legacies that you can ever see, like Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, all the big names that you see, Jack Canfield, all the people you admire, they are the ones who actually created those strongest legacies. The seventh lesson which January taught me was, until and unless you are not willing to give it a try, you can't doubt it. So a lot of us, through my recent experiences, I was basically doubting a lot that will this work, will this not work, will this work, and I was not even willing to give it a try. So just know that until and unless you don't try something, you can never say that it didn't work for me. You can never doubt it until and unless you don't actually do it, or you don't actually act upon it. My eighth lesson which January taught me was, show up as if 100 million people are waiting to see and hear from you. A lot of us, we feel that who will listen to me, who will who would want to get coached from me. Everybody knows this, there are so many established coaches and trainers, but show up on a daily basis, because if you operate from an energy of a person who you want to become, and just close your eyes right now and just feel that emotion and feeling, how you are going to feel when you will be standing in front of 100 million people. How will that feel like? Will you not operate from your 100% energy? So why not embody it right now and actually start living the way as if 100 million people are waiting to see you? because the kind of energy that you will feel at that point of time would be so amazing. The ninth lesson, I'm sorry, I am not taking the count of it. I hope I'm speaking the ninth lesson only. So the ninth lesson which January taught me was, we don't experience the whole life, we experience only the life we focus at. So it's not about, you don't experience the whole life. Life has adventures also. Life is amazing also. Life is, sometimes it makes us feel crashed also, that we are, broken from inside. We feel depressed, we feel alone. But it's your choice on a daily basis where you choose to focus at. If you are choosing to focus on the things you can't control, my friend, shift your focus to the things which you can control, because in my again, in my recent experiences, one of the things which I was continuously doing was focusing on the things which I cannot change, and because of it I actually lost my control over the things which were in my hand. So just be aware of it, because it's never the life which controls you. What controls us is the life we focus at. The 10th lesson which January taught me was surrender. Surrender to the supreme creator. Surrender to the universe whenever you feel things are not going your way, because when things don't go our way and when unexpected situations happen in our life, one of the things we start entering is again the cycle of victimhood. And I don't want you to enter into it if you are working on yourself on a daily basis, because what we do in victimhood is, if you are even here, you will go back here. But if you know how to control yourself from going here again, then you are a true warrior. Because one of the things that you need to understand is, surrender is the solution for the things which you feel you can't control, right? Again, leading to my next lesson, I think 11th lesson which January taught me was, the only question that you need to ask yourself on a daily basis at the end of the day is, how much time did I waste? Yes, I am actually telling you to ask yourself on a daily basis, how much time did I waste? Once you understand, a lot of people ask me, Gargi, how do I be productive? How do I lead an organized life? You can never lead an organized or a productive life every time, but the only one question which can help you in the most funniest way is, how much time did I waste today? Whenever you feel the answer is very less, that I focused on the things which I needed to focus on, that day you will find your answer to the word productivity or leading an organized life. My next lesson, the 12th lesson which January taught me was, detachment is the answer to every goal. Because a lot of times what happens is, we make a goal and then we get attached to the result. We get attached to the result, and every single day you are always into the grind. You are not enjoying the journey, but rather you are always thinking and comparing yourself, when will I reach there? When will I reach there? When will I have a day when I'm actually living that freedom lifestyle? But you know what? One of the things I will tell you is, वहाँ जाकर भी temporary happiness ही मिलेगी. Can I be honest with you? Whatever you wanted in your life up until now, कुछ तो you have manifested, right? कुछ तो तुमने manifest किया होगा. And do you feel the same excitement that you would have, that you used to feel whenever you wanted to have it? No, right? When it became your new normal. Similarly, a lot of us, we are goal oriented, but we are not, process oriented. And I would love for you to become a process oriented person, because if you are too attached to the result, what if you don't get the same result at the same time that you want it to be? What if you don't get that result? Then how will you feel? So it's better if you focus on the journey rather than the goal. Next lesson which January taught me was you need to feed your mind on a daily basis, or just the way you charge your phones on a daily basis, charge yourself on a daily basis. I left this habit because a lot of things were happening in my life at the same time in every area, and one of the things which I stopped doing was focusing on my own self. I stopped my morning routine, I stopped every habit which I used to follow, and it started destroying me lately from inside, and I started feeling guilty, I started going into regret. But one of the things which always helps me is my morning routine. So every single day, waking up, not seeing your phone the time you wake up, give yourself at least 1 hour or 30 minutes before you see your phone and after you wake up, and in between that time I want you to spend time with yourself, because the more you understand yourself, the better life you are going to design. The next lesson which January taught me was that it's not always necessary to be a rabbit. Sometimes it's okay to shift to the energy of a tortoise. You might have seen that earlier, I was making videos on a daily basis and I was pretty consistent and pretty active in everything. But lately, things got slowed down. I got back into my comfort zone and I started living my life in the energy of tortoise. But what matters to me at the end of the day is whether you are a rabbit or whether you are a tortoise. The only question that you need to ask yourself at the end of every single day is, what did I do today in order to improve myself from who I was yesterday? Because even if you are improving 1% on a daily basis, congratulations, my friend. Because if you improve 1% on a daily basis, wow. If you don't improve, stay where you are. Because if you are not going to find new things in your life, if you are not going to embrace change, if you are not going to learn on be the lifelong learner, then you will always stay at the same stage and you will always keep on doing the same things, and at the end of your life you will feel, why the hell did I not change? Why the hell am I living the same life? Because same things will never get you different results. That's called insanity. If you are doing the same things and expecting different results, if you want to level up, you need to level up your action steps. If you want to level down, do what you are currently doing and it will never change your state. The next lesson which January taught me was, in today's world, everyone is getting influence from what others are doing. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I do what I do? Why do I study? Why do I coach and train people? Why do I do this job? If your answer is because everyone in the world does this, then what are you actually doing? If you don't know why you are preparing for something, if you don't know why you are preparing for an exam, if you don't know why you are studying, if you don't know why you are doing what you do right now, then my friend, hats off to you, because you are actually following the crowd and not being the leader. A lot of times since last year, I was getting so much distracted and diverted from my own goal. I knew that my why is very strong, but the influence of other people was too much that I just wanted to go and try there. But one of the message which I received from my mentor again was that it's not always necessary that where everyone goes you need to go there. Just ask yourself, is my heart there? Because if you listen to your head, you are dead. If you listen to your heart, you will always connect to where you actually want to reach in your life. I am not a mind person, and sorry if you listen to your mind. I don't believe in listening to our minds, because if you will understand your own mind, there are too many complexities, and the complexities who is creating? You, not anyone else, right? The next lesson which I learned from January was you need to understand the difference between being available and being valuable for someone. Our closest people, it's the irony of life that I believe in, that our closest people that we love the most, they are the ones who hurt us the most. And like, we are always so available to them that they start taking us for granted, and at the end of the day what they make us feel is we don't even matter for them. So understand the difference between being available and being valuable for someone, because once you get this, congratulations then, because you will not suffer the way others mostly do. The next lesson which January taught me was you don't need to follow every should of the society. You need to understand the must. Why is it a must for you? You should do this. You should study. You should, get a job and, go and work there. You should do this. You should prepare for an exam. You should do this. You should. And can I tell you, a lot of us, again, we don't know why we are doing that thing. But we are always, because it's a should of society, it's a should that people have, then I must do it. But there's always a difference between why I should and why I must. If you know your why, you will find your must. If you don't know your why, you will find and go and follow that should. Right? And later you will realize, oh my god, I was following something else. Like, I wanted to follow something else, but I just went ahead with it because everyone was doing it. The next lesson which January taught me was you can never believe in magic if you are a logical person. Now, I don't mean that if you are a logical person, you can't believe in magic. The only thing is, to experience and live a magical life, you need to think beyond your logic. Because we have two minds. First believes in magic, second believes in logic. Choose what you want to. If you are someone who always finds logic behind everything, you will always stay in the mediocrity. But if you will always find magic in everything, you will think beyond you will think outside the box. Then you will start going beyond your own imaginations and expectations. It's very sad to know that most of us, we are certain about our limitations, but we are not even certain about our true capabilities and capacities, where we can go, what change we can create, what we can do with our lives. So just try finding out. The next lesson which January taught me was don't get disappointed, because your time will come. You don't have to compare yourself with anyone, because you can never compare your first step to the 21st step of someone else. You can never compare your second step to someone else's 100th step. Would you agree? You have your own journey, they have their own path. You just need to understand that comparing yourself to others will only make you feel unhappy. But whenever you are comparing yourself with anyone, one of the things I would love for you to understand is, why do you admire that person? Because what we admire, when we admire someone, we actually love some qualities of that person which we want to imbibe in us. So whenever you feel like you're comparing yourself, just know you're actually admiring that person. What he or she has, you want to have, but maybe you don't have. So how can you start embodying them? How can you start modeling them? Last lesson which January taught me was that, reframe your failures. Honestly speaking, because I love to be authentic and vulnerable, my January month didn't go the way I expected it to go. My all plans, all the things which I had planned for January it didn't happen because I was totally distracted in my own negative emotions, in my own toxic world. And one of the things which I asked myself today in the morning was, Gargi, why were some of the reasons that you were actually distracted this month? And when I wrote them down, I could totally understand that it was just here. I didn't act upon it. It was just on the life which I was focusing on, but I couldn't see the opposite side of that, the wherever I was focusing on. So just know that whenever you fail in life, or whenever things don't go your way, you can always change it. You can always change it for the better, but only if you are willing to change from inside. Because the lasting change, after this video, some of you might feel enthusiastic, energetic, motivated, but this is not the lasting change, my friend. You can't motivate every person. You can't inspire anyone. You can't inspire every person. You know why? Because until and unless they don't want to change, you can't change them. Similarly, if you are someone who is watching this video till now, first of all, hats off to you, because I know this went very long, but I just wanted to come here and share everything about my January, about how it did go for me, because this is not something which I do on a every year, but this time I am just going to track my progress from every month. In every month on the first, or maybe like the last day of every month, because one of the things that you need to understand is whatever questions you are having, they are all inside. The answers are inside, only you are not able to see. You know why? Because you never take the time to understand what's going within you. And the day you start taking out time for yourself, the kind of life you will have would be so full of awareness and awakening, and you will be able to understand, okay, this is how I'm reacting, this is how I can respond, this is how I can change my state, this is how I can use a new strategy. So a lot more to share, but I know like the video went a little long, actually very long. So thank you so much for being with me on this video. The one thing I would love for you to share with me below in the comments is what were some of the lessons that January taught you, and what is your February plan. Do let me know, and thank you so much for being here, because you helped me to live my mission. You helped me to live the life that I want to design for myself, and I help you to design for yourself too. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next videos, in the upcoming podcast. So bye bye.